And next thing is the tube. Say what up, tube.
What up, tube?
What up, tube?
All right, and last but certainly not least, are you ready?
Let's do this.
Born ready.
Because here we go. We're going in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of
Business Bros.
I love it.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Hernan CS here, host of the Business Bros podcast, along with my co-host,
The insurance bro, James CS, and man, we are here with some energy today. As always, we have another awesome, fun-filled show ready to go for you. Now check this out. The company name may suggest otherwise, but let me tell you all that today's guest is anything but ordinary. An extraordinary social butterfly. This guest found us just last week at a social event and did exactly what we preach here at the Business Bros Pod. He got in front of us and told us what he does. And now here he is just a few days later to get in front of all of you and tell you all about how to be among the most extraordinary video and content creators around. Joining us today from Ordinary Marketing, not so ordinary. Please welcome Brady Yoder. Yeah,
with the soundtrack.
You ready for this? Hey, what's going on?
I love it, man. That's the next thing we need is intro music.
Intro music.
Obviously.
Well, see, we don't hear it, but there's actually intro music.
There
in the
actually
show.
is, yeah.
So, yeah, that's the only thing, right? Yep.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, before we get started, I got to remind you guys, 365 pairs of shoes was the goal for the year, and we met and exceeded that.
Let's
so
go.
thank you all for all those donations. But if
Yeah.
you still happen to have any, hit James up, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com.
Looking like alfalfa right now.
He is the insurance broham. So if you need help with your
Yeah.
home, auto, commercial, GL, workers' comp, whatever it is you need, or maybe you want to add insurance into your business, you got a mortgage office or a tax office, we'll help you increase your bottom line and do all the heavy lifting for you, but you got to find out how. Hit James up, 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. Show sponsor for today is dronequote.net. It's the way to shop for solar. Stop waiting for somebody to knock on your door, sit through an hour and a half presentation. You go to dronequote.net/business bros. Then just enter your information. We're going to send a drone over. They're going to measure up your rooftops, send it to roofing contractors, send it to solar companies. You sit back and look at all the different quotes. Pick the one that works for you. dronequote.net/business bros with 1 O. Boom. All right, Brady. I know another Brady. He's a goat.
He's a goat.
Yeah. I don't actually know the guy.
6 rings?
6 rings.
Yeah, he's a close personal friend of mine.
Yeah. He lost on Sunday, but
This Brady's a lot more likable.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
All right, Brady. So tell me a little bit about yourself. I mean, before the show, we were talking college, and you had a great story. But let me know, like, did you go to school for this? This is what you wanted to do exactly? Like, you knew right out the bat, this is what I'm gonna do?
No, so this kind of just spur upon me. So I went to Cal State Fullerton for a business honors program, and I have another story about that when I decided that is not for me whatsoever. But after the business honors program, I was like, forget this, man. This is not going down. So I switched over. And can I curse, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. I just want to make sure it wasn't like a family-friendly show or something. But I switched from the business honors program to a communications program, and that was a cakewalk. If anybody's looking for an easy degree, do communications, entertainment, and tourism at Cal State Fullerton. Cakewalk. But I had a lot of friends in fraternities, and I rushed a couple of fraternities, but I got kicked out for one reason or another just every single time. I was a wild kid in college. And then I picked up a video camera and started filming these parties. And that was my in to any fraternity party that I wanted to go to. So it was
For promoting the gigs.
promoting the gigs. So in fraternity culture, they have stipulations like liabilities that you can't have any outside guests outside of the fraternity at any of your parties because of liabilities. But they did have media budgets. So that was for performers and media. So I found a loophole in and was like, man, fuck this. I'm going to start filming these parties. Yeah. And the thing about it was picked up the camera, and then the biggest thing was the spotlight. So when you're in a dark room and you see that spotlight, it's like Girls Gone Wild. Like you just see some crazy shit go down every single time. So
Everybody wants to show off for the cam.
everybody wants to show off for the cam. It's like from drinking stunts to girls flashing themselves to just crazy dance moves across the board. When they see a spotlight, they're down for it for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Especially after being intoxicated.
Yeah, I had to edit out a lot of red Solo cups because we can't show any underage drinking. I couldn't show myself underage drinking either, protecting myself. But, it was a lot of fun, and that's how I got into the media realm. And just
Been doing it ever since?
Just been doing it ever since.
All right, tell I'm curious. In today's world, it's all about, and it still is, it's been for the longest time about go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a degree, and then get a job. You ran away from that finance degree, the business finance degree. Why?
So I'll tell that story right now. So I knew going into college that I wanted to sell weed. That was just in the back of my mind forever. I knew that the person that had marijuana had the power, whether that was at the party or in somebody's social life or just an individual looking to escape from the world. The person with the weed had the power. So I wanted to jump on that train as soon as possible after I got out of my mom and dad's house. So it was general business administration, but it was a special honors program at Cal State Fullerton where they had special classes and you had to like qualify for the program. And they had one class once a week on Thursdays for 50 minutes. And I showed up late one day and we had a guest speaker. And I sit down at my desk. I'm high as hell. All the time in college, I was high as hell. And this guest speaker is talking and she's saying something along the lines of, what does it mean to be a leader? And everybody just has their hands down. Nobody's interacting with the speaker whatsoever. I look down on my desk. There's a handout. And it's a blue piece of paper. And it literally says, what is a leader? And it gives bullet points. I raise my hand. I'm like, being a leader is XYZ. She's like, perfect, spot on, you got it. What's your name? I'm like, oh my God, you guys are just not interacting with this girl. You guys have the answers in front of you. This is easier than high school. So after that moment, I knew like, this is not for me. I'm not going to do all this extra strenuous work just to have some extra thing attached to me and my bachelor's at the end of my college career. So I was like, I'm going to do something easier. I didn't want to deal with accounting or business calculus. Switched over to communications. Actually got a couple of opportunities to work with Coachella, Golden Voice, with Stagecoach, the country one. Did all of those, had a good time, but I knew that I wanted to be my own boss and didn't want to have to answer to anybody or be responsible to anybody but myself. And that's what the big transition was right there.
All right. When we met, we met at the Big Block Party, which, by the way, ladies and gents, if you ever get a chance to go to the Big Block Parties, they're fun. They're right?
Yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. People are dressed to tea. Everybody's having a great time. Food, drinks, great time. We met there, and you kind of came in with a specific agenda, right? What was your agenda that day?
So I'm a Facebook event crasher. So I go to maybe 3 events a day. I'm counting this one as an event so I could take it a little bit easy. But I'll go to maybe 3 events a day, and my goal is to get 15 contacts a day. So it's about 15 a day. 450 a month that I'm trying to just churn out if I'm really on my shit. My agenda is I walk around with an iPad and show people what I do with video and how I can make their brand look even better just through, getting down on a computer, editing some stuff up and making them shine through whatever sorts of media that they want, whether it's photo, video, audio work, XYZ, we do it all. So my intent when going there is just meeting people and ended up meeting you two and having a great time so far.
So far, so good. Now, what you're doing is you're selling a particular product. You're selling the, video, content creation, that sort of stuff. But what you're doing on a daily basis, going to these parties, that's the actual marketing part. That's the actual get out there and tell people what it is you do. What got you to get out of your shell to be able to do that? A lot of people won't knock on a door, won't pick up a phone,
right.
It's hard to have a hard time having a conversation with people. Like, how did you get to start doing that? Like, what did you do to yourself or say to yourself, or how did you get yourself in that position?
So growing up, my mom was born and raised in Jamaica, and then she came to, I don't know if you guys heard of Hemet, California.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
So when I was growing up in
Big Face
Hemet,
Show.
when I was growing up in Hemet,
Shout out.
When I was growing up in Hemet, my mom was the only black face in the entire town. Like maybe like 2 other kids were black. Like I think it was like 2000. I was born 1995, went to my house in 1998, and then on. I was like, I remember I was sitting in church one day, and my mom, out of 200 people, was the only black person there. So I knew from the jump I was different. Like, holy shit, this is weird. Like I never became noticeable of my own skin tone until that moment. And her personality was super vibrant because in black culture, you got to be loud to be heard. That's just what it is. They one up each other all the time, especially in Caribbean culture. So I picked up a lot of early seeds of being outgoing from her. Very loud, very vibrant personality. But I think what really did it for me was I used to sell solar panels. You guys doing the Drone Co. shout out.
Oh, that's fun.
Haven't heard of them, but it's a way smarter idea to get solar. Like if you guys haven't gotten solar yet, go get solar. What are you doing? Protect the planet, God. But I was always outgoing. I was always a ladies' man. I was always like flirting with girls and like having the attention on me, dancing in front of like the high school when we had our prep rallies and just getting in the middle of the circle wherever it was. But when I started selling solar panels and knocking door to door, it really removed the fear of rejection for me. Like the question of what's the worst that can happen, the answer is no. Like when you take away, and I also do jiu-jitsu, so the fear of a physical confrontation is not the top of the thing on my mind right now. I'm even though, you know, I removed a lot of the fear of rejection, there's still the fear of rejection, but it's a pride thing, not a physical thing. When you take that physical thing away, it really makes it easy to interact with people on a more comfortable, grounded, belly-to-belly basis. So, and then, you know, I think it's kind of rudimentary or elementary. When I try and reach out to people in cold email, cold calls, I've done like cold call jobs before. It's not the same when they can see my personality face to face and actually have a good connection with somebody and put a face to a name. And that really evolves the relationship right there, because you can't do business with somebody that you don't know, like, or trust.
Absolutely. Now, when we first met, one of the first things I said to you was, "Hey, how's it going?" And your answer is always,
"Happy to be alive."
That's a great answer.
I
by
love
the way.
that one.
Yeah, I love it. It's really, it really lowers anybody else's defenses. Like, you're damn right, I'm happy to be alive. You know what I mean? Like, of course we are. But nobody really, you know, says that. You know, when I say, you know, "Hey, how's it going?" They're like, "Oh, pretty good. How's it going?" Like, it's kind of a you know, I don't know, common courtesy, I guess. You know, you walk down the hall, you're like, "What's up?" They go, "What's up?" Like, it's just conversational. You take it to a whole new level. You kind of dig deep right off the bat, right? Was that something you learned going door to door, or is that something that's been part of you?
I picked that phrase up in college. So I was really cool with my banker. I lived on campus, and I would kick it at the U.S. Bank on campus. Shout out Lenny. If you're ever watching this, Lenny, you're my dog. I appreciate you, man. But we were hanging outside of the Titan Student Union doing like a little booth. I'd just kick it with him. Chop showed up with him. And there was this like super old senile guy, and Lenny introduced me to him. And I didn't think anything of him. He was like talking in riddles and shit. And when he said, he asked me how I'm doing, I'm like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm all right. How are you?" He's like, "I'm happy to be alive." And that sprung me right there. Like, oh my God, that stuck with me from that moment on. Like, I always knew that it was like a robotic response. "How are you doing?" "Good." "I'm good. How are you?" It's like, it bothered me to a core from maybe like 16 on, when I started to realize I was different. And when I started doing psychedelics as well, I started seeing the world from a different lens, different paradigms. My paradigm started shifting after that. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, that's it. Like, it's an appreciation factor from the jump. And
yeah, it is.
It's like a common standpoint. Like, "Oh, you woke up this morning. Good job, my guy."
Job.
Like,
yes. All right, winner column. Check mark number
Check one.
one.
That's a W.
Right? All right, well, tell me a little bit about where you're at today and where you want to go with your company. I mean, Ordinary Marketing, you're starting off, you're doing well, you're out there getting to know people, getting some business, drumming it up. Where are you at, and where are you planning on going?
So I eventually want to take this to full automation, build a team up under me. I have 2 partners with me right now, Maddie and Brian, my boys. Shout out Ordinary team. But my ultimate goal is to do the music business. So that's why I actually have my degree in entertainment and tourism with a concentration in entertainment. And I got a little bit of an intro to that with working with Coachella and Stagecoach and Golden Voice. But I always thought of rappers as like the cool kids, like always had the girls, cool cars, flashy jewelry. You know, I could take or leave that stuff now, but I still want that recognition, because I think everybody works for applause at the end of the day, whether it's from themselves or from their peers. It's all about applause. Status. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I just see video as like a need for every business. Like, every business needs a camera behind it so that you can build a relationship with your customer base. Because if you don't, you're SOL, you're a duck in the water waiting to get shot off. So that was one thing for me. And that was reason I got into video too, was I wanted to film rappers as well. I wanted to be a utility piece to everybody that I came in interaction with, because there's 1,000 rappers, but maybe five to every 1,000 rappers is a video guy. And you make yourself a really utility player when you can get behind a camera as well as be in front of it as well.
You might have skills, but if nobody knows who you are.
If a tree falls in the forest, does it make a sound?
Only if you're there to hear it.
Only if you're there to hear it. Absolutely.
That's huge, though. That's huge. I want to know a little bit about your experience in that music, like at the Coachellas, at those types of things. We just had a major event here on the Wonderfront. Or was it Wonderfront?
Yeah, Wonderfront.
Wonderfront, right? The wife went. She like loves that sort of stuff. I'm like, nah, too many crowds of people. But what's it like, putting together an event like that, or putting together any kind of event that requires to bring in talent, that requires to bring in staging, that requires to bring in video. Like, what goes on that sort of stuff on behind the scenes?
So behind the scenes is like a war room. It's extreme preparation and planning. Like, preparation prevents piss poor performance. Shout out Brett Lambert, my guy. That's one of the best managers I've ever had in the solar field. But it's really an aspect of critical thinking. Like, what can go wrong and how do we prepare for that to happen? So you always have a backup for the main show. You always have fall-ins for people that might not show up. What happens if it rains? What happens if it's windy? What happens if, a nuclear apocalypse happens? You have to think about these things before, and hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does happen, you need a plan. Yeah, you need a plan to be prepared. So behind the scenes, it's a shit ton of preparation and a lot of people running around. So in video editing, you do maybe, if you want something really sick, you could put an hour in for 30 seconds. And just imagine that comparison to working behind the scenes at Coachella. So it's about an hour for every 30 seconds.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because everything's a show.
Everything is a show. And when it comes to doing shows and you're the one putting it on, you want to have that home court advantage. You want to have every point stacked up to the favor, even before they get into their car and go to the celebration. So it's like the marketing, the packaging, how did they check out? Everything that goes into them and even after. So it's like, people think that the sale ends when you see the car drive away. No, it's a lot more than that. You want to leave them with a piece of that. It's the media that comes after, the highlight reel, the ones that they're showing their family and like, oh, I was there. Do you see me in the crowd right there? It goes, like, it could be you have the Coachella day one, but it took 365 days to prepare for it and then 365 days after to finally close that out.
Damn. That is a lot of work that goes into
Isn't it?
Yeah. So eventually you want to get into the, like, that kind of thing, like the venue type thing, or do you want to get more into like the individual artist type thing?
I want to be a performer. That's what,
performer?
Yeah.
Like full on rapping and creating, producing and all that stuff?
Oh yeah. If you guys pull up a beat, I'll freestyle at some point tonight.
Oh way.
Yeah.
That's dope. I can't freestyle. Don't even look at me like that.
Me neither, but I'm definitely about to Google a beat right now.
Whatever. I'm ready. I come ready all the time.
No, dude, I can't freestyle for nothing. I write some stuff though.
Oh yeah?
Like, yeah, we did some parodies. I did a parody for like Drone Coat, show sponsor. I did a parody for the Underground Fish Tacos, Casanova Fish Tacos, their sponsor. I wrote you know who Gary Vee is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't released it yet, but I did the real Slim Shady.
Hey.
And I redid it for the real Gary Vee.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'll show you.
That's what's up for sure. You gotta show me that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. So we're gonna drop it here soon too. We're gonna make a video for it and all that stuff. But yeah, like I have fun with that sort of stuff. Like, I don't see it as a profession.
Mm-hmm.
I just have fun with it. But you're looking to do it professionally.
Yeah, definitely. Because
snap and share with unlimited.
Oh, what
My
you
bad,
coming? You little YouTube ad that pop up.
Yeah, he's trying to find a beat.
Trying to find a beat, but the YouTube ad comes right up.
Of course. But yeah, I see my personality and how I interact with people, and I see how other people throw on shows, and like there's a stigma that rappers are hard people to work with, and they're not really caring about their fans. And I see myself when I enter that arena. It's like, oh, forget it. I'm a people person. I'll stay 6 hours after the show to do a meet and greet and sign shirts and shit like that. Like
that'd be fun.
That's fun for me. Yeah, that's exactly what I do. And I another reason I want to get into rap is people care about your opinion. So getting onto a podcast like this and doing stuff like that is like part of your job. Oh, sign me up. I love that.
Man, I've been noticing a lot lately. When you have a show, if you're an artist, you have a show, people return your phone calls.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's amazing how that works. Like, I can pick up the phone and call somebody, and they're like, "What's up, dude?" Or like today, I went to the office of somebody who's been on the show. I went to Katon's office today. Marvin Yoder and Katon Del Rosario were over there at a new. It's not the new one.
American.
No, it's not New American anymore.
Oh,
it's the American Mortgage Network.
Oh, American Mortgage Network.
And
That's right.
anyways, I went to the office and same type of thing. I walk in, they're like, "What's up, dude?"
Hey.
Like, all of a sudden, like, it's not like, "Hey, you gotta wait over there, wait for." Like, it's different. It's different just because you're able to give somebody else that exposure that they're looking for. Like, when you're the talent or when you have the show, the door tends to open up.
The word is access, and that's really at the end of the day all I want out of life. I want to live an exciting life that I have access to pretty much anything. I hate waiting in lines. I hate paying full price. Like, give me the access. I'll do what I need to do to have that access.
That's funny, dude, because I got that off right away. Like, the way you got into the frat parties, the way you're going backstage and seeing all the concerts, meeting all these types of people. It's not like you're doing it for free. You are doing work, right?
Absolutely.
You're getting stuff done. but you get to be around exactly what you wanted to be around.
Mm-hmm.
That's epic.
Have you heard of Alex Benayan?
No.
So he wrote a book called The Third Door, and it's the exact concept of access. Shout out Alex. There's the first door to get into the club, which you wait in line with everybody else. Second door is the VIP line, where you either have the social following behind you or you pay a lot of money to get in. But the third door is when you run around the building, knock 3 times on the kitchen door, talk to the chef, sneak through the kitchen, and then go through the back door and end up behind the DJ table. So there's a third door for everything, for every social situation.
I love it.
Life hacks.
Life hack. Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
That was your beat.
The time is 20 minutes and 13 seconds. We interrupt today's regularly scheduled #1 podcast in San Diego for a purely selfish, completely irreverent, sell-out cash grab word from our sponsor. Hernan, what are we selling today?
DroneQuote.net, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys go to DroneQuote.net/business bros. Like Brady said, you need to get solar, right? Everybody should be getting solar on their rooftops. It's just kind of the thing. You want to save money from paying SDG&E or whatever other electric company you got to deal with. But people don't know where to start the solar shopping. DroneQuote.net/business bros is where you go. That's where you start. Enter your information. They're going to send over a drone. Nobody's got to climb on your roof. Nothing like that. They're going to take pictures of your rooftop, send it to solar companies, send it to the roofing companies. You sit back, and now you get to choose an estimate from all the different solar companies rather than just sitting through 1 hour and a half presentation for one solar company. Why do it the hard way? Do it the easy way. DroneQuote.net/business bros.
Business bros.
Boom.
And now, back to that #1 podcast in San Diego, the Business Bros Pod.
Boom. All right, Brady, I want to know one of the coolest stories where you've had that third door access.
Oh.
Like, think about it for a second. Like, tell me,
Easy.
some artist or something that you wanted to see, and you're like, I don't have money or I don't have means. Like, how did you get into this place, and how was the event?
So first and foremost, Monica said, "I love you. I love you." So I dated a girl for on and off for maybe 3 years, and she's the social media manager for Big Boys Neighborhood. And we
Like Power 106 Big
Power
Boys?
106 Big Boy.
Big Boy?
Yeah. I love you. I love you so much. But she would always get backstage passes, media access to any concert in the area. So one of the standout ones was the Day and Night Festival. It was the second year that
Day
it was
and Night.
Yeah, Kid Cudi. But the second year it was happening, it was at Angel Stadium, and oh my goodness, it was a grand old time. We were in the artist VIP area, and this is when like Bad Baby or like Catch Me Outside Girl was just coming up.
Yeah.
I ran into her, saw Trippie Redd before he got really big. Hung out with Shaquille O'Neal's son, Sharif O'Neal. We were at the Huff booth, and my other homie who was a photographer for Hoodrich Pablo Juan. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's really big in the underground scene. So it was me, her, and my homie Edgar, just kicking it at the Huff booth, like smoking big blunts all day, kicking it with the Huff people, getting free gear, free hats, free socks, kicking it with Sharif O'Neal, saying what's up to all these like local celebrities around. We saw Trippie Redd get into a fight with one of Big Boy's artists. His name was Tay F. Third. That was crazy. So, and then we were like artist VIP. It was like a cutoff section on these bleachers, and at the main stage, we saw 21 Savage. And 21 Savage was wearing some checkered overalls, going crazy on stage. So it's like GA is going nuts. Everybody's going crazy. It's just coming down on the sunlight, so everybody's phones are out. You could see everybody's flashlights on. It's a sea of people. And then over here to the left are all the cool kids. Like I was hanging out with professional skateboarders like Zion Wright and Jamie Foy. They were there. And everybody, the cool kids are like too cool to like get hype, and I'm there with my shirt off going, "Buck, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 M's in my bank account. So that was just one of those standout moments. We kicked it for 3 days, got super high, had a wonderful time. She got all of her work done. I was able to meet a whole bunch of cool people, and it was just one of those access moments. Like I always look back on, like, oh, that was it.
That was
sure.
dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. Okay, well, how'd you get to San Diego? Like, you've been doing a lot of stuff in LA. How'd you end up here?
So San Diego happened, So it was November 2018. I stopped selling solar panels because I was just burnt out of doing door to door. It was really getting to my head. And then I was on like a maybe 4-month hiatus where I wasn't doing nothing. I was just sitting inside all day, just kind of depressed because I'd lost my solar community, like my boys that I started knocking doors with, those are my dogs. And I left to go make more money at another company because I wasn't utilizing the resources at the company that we were with. And then that turned out to be not what I expected. So I was like in this weird in-between place of like, I don't even want to do solar anymore. I lost my boys. So I was in a place of depression for like 3 months. And then I started going to networking events. I saw this dude named Jet Set Fly. He had like 20 bands on a private plane on an Instagram ad. I was like, oh, I'll check out what this guy is doing. So I go to one of his events, sign up for his sales team, paid $4,500 to be part of his sales team for some crazy reason. I was like not in the right place of mind whatsoever.
You paid to be on a sales team.
I paid to be on a sales team. Don't ever do that, ever. That's a hustle. I paid to be part of the network to try and get that third door access, and that just turned out to be a total sham. He ripped off a whole bunch of people for their money. So long story, but I started going to networking events because of his first event. I actually went out to an event in Arizona, met with the homie Matt Morgan, CBD, pharmaceutical legend. If you ever see this, I love you, my friend. You're awesome. Kicked it with him. Ryan Stewman, the hardcore closer. Actually went to again, hella off topic here, but this is a dope story. So John Malott, if you've ever heard the entrepreneur John Malott, Build Your Empire, his fiance was having a birthday party. So I met these two girls at the Arizona event, and then they met the photographer for John Malott. And then the photographer for John Malott invited the girls out to the birthday party. And I was sleeping at one of the girls' houses at the time, and they brought me out to the event. So I'm at like this mansion in Paradise Valley in Arizona. Oh my God, bro. Big ass crib. Big old stomper of a crib, pool in the backyard with the open doors, sliding through, catered event, all these millionaires around. I'm kicking it with Chad Power, a professional poker player, Matt Morgan. I tried to broker a weed deal with Matt Morgan, like just try and throw it out there because I met another girl who was like talking about how she could get weed at like $3.50 a pound or something. I was like, what the fuck? Let me just try and throw this out there. He schools her like, no way you're getting it for $3.50 a pound. That's bullshit. So I thought the deal was dead and done. Like, oh shit. But he pulls me over. He's like, yo, I respect you for trying to like what you were doing. I saw you at the event. Your energy was mad crazy. So we started texting. That's my dog. I still hit him up for business advice nowadays. But that was like another instance of that third door access. Like just slid in there, and it was crazy party. Crazy power. Shout out Chad. Shout out Ryan Stewman. Shout out John Malott. Shout out Jeff So Fresh. Everybody from that party. You guys are family to me. I appreciate everybody. But what was the question again?
How'd you get to San Diego?
How'd I get to San Diego? We're talking about Arizona. So because of starting going to the Jet Sets events, I started doing more networking events in the area and started going to conferences. So there's a entrepreneur named Andy Audate who had this thing called Progression Conference out in LA. And I drive out to LA to go see that. And I'm in the crowd screaming, going crazy. He tries to sell me on a $5,000 program. I'm like, dude, I just paid one of your speakers $4,500 and he fucked me over. I'm not even trying to deal with that right now. But I go up, I'm like about to leave. And then this last speaker comes up. His name is Steven De La Cruz. Have you guys heard of Steven De La Cruz in the area? Okay, so shout out Steve, my family. Biggest shout out to Steve, my family. He owns a business mastermind program here in San Diego. And when he was up on stage, he was talking about how he built 10 businesses in 10 different industries, all profiting 7 figures each, and it's all passive. He has a COO, Casey Nicole Fox, my girl, that handles all the corporations for him. And I was like, dude, I want some passive income. What the hell is going on? So he, after the event, I get a book from him, and then he's telling me about 2 events. He has a magazine mixer and then a mastermind the day after. And I have my boy Turhan. You guys are looking for real estate, go hit up my boy Turhan Slayton, my dog. I stayed at his house in Claremont the night of the first event. We had an amazing time, met a whole bunch of people. It was a magazine launch. We made all these connections. And then the next night was the mastermind. So I go to the mastermind, pay $40 to get into it. And it's like basically a teaching sales pitch. So you get into the mastermind, he feeds you, and then he explains all the reasons why you should join the mastermind. My dog Tron was not feeling it whatsoever. He's like, dude, fuck this, I'm not about it. But I was like, damn, bro, like this sounds pretty legit, honestly. Dude's racking out some mills on different industries every single year. So I signed up for the mastermind, moved down to San Diego to go all in with the mastermind, and then I end up living with a couple of the mastermind members over in, we call it HQ Res, in downtown. That's where I'm staying at now. So that's how I got to San Diego.
Yeah, all started in Arizona party.
All started in basically so.
Dude, man, what an epic life so far.
It's, you know, when I'm in the moment, I'm like, nah, this is not that epic. I wish I was doing a lot more. But when I retail it back to people, it's like, oh shit, that's kind of crazy, bro.
You've been doing some stuff. How old are you now?
24.
24. At 24, like
Mm-hmm.
that. I mean, I gotta admit, my 20s were pretty partied out too, but the party always came to us. And yeah, well, I mean, it's just the
That's
way
what
it
happens
was, right?
when you own a house at 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you own a house, yeah, 21, 20, whatever.
We were young as hell.
Yeah, 20 years old, having our own place. Party came to us, but but you've experienced it like on a whole different level. Like the networks, like your Rolodex on your phone's probably
Deep.
lit. Yeah,
Yeah. I
Like,
got some
it's-
people.
you got some people to reach out to. So last little question: where are you planning on going with this? Like, what is the vision of Ordinary? Is this just a stepping stone?
This is absolutely just a stepping stone for me. I believe in video and I believe in Ordinary and I believe with the marketing. That's why I partner with the people that I'm with right now. But my ultimate goal is to build up enough passive income where I don't have to put any hands on the business and then just go all into the music industry. I personally don't want to ever sign to a label. I want to actually own my own label. And I don't want to ever be responsible to a contract ever where something like is hanging over my head if it's not necessarily 100% beneficial to me. So there's 360 deals right now where they take a portion of every dollar that you make as an artist. And I want to break that status quo completely. I want to be charging other artists that as a platform to stand on. But my end goal is I want to get paid to be a personality. That's it. Across the board, I want to be able to do shows, rock out concerts, sell out arenas, do media events, be on Ellen, Oprah, whatever, Dr. Phil, kick it, like whatever across the board. Just be paid to be myself. That's my ultimate goal.
That's awesome. That's
I
a
love it.
great goal. And by the way, you can do that if you can get rid of anybody else who's doing the marketing and distribution, which is what you're building anyways. So that totally makes sense, dude. Totally makes sense. All right, dude. Last little bit is the Ask the Bros section. So you get to ask us a question, whatever it is you want, personal business. While you think of that, I'm going to remind our audience, 365 pairs of shoes, ladies and gents, was the goal. You helped us meet and exceed that goal. But if you still have any donations, hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com. The guy's in insurance, so make sure you hit us up for all your insurance needs, homeowners, auto, commercial, business, workers' comp, whatever it is you need. Maybe you want to add insurance into your business. You had a mortgage company, tax office, something like that. And we help you increase your bottom line and do all the heavy lifting for you. Hit James up 619-884-0045 or james@csfirst.com to find out how. DroneCode.net is our show sponsor for today, so make sure you guys start your solar shopping right there. DroneCode.net/business bros. It's easy. You go enter some information. They'll take care of the rest. You sit back, pick the quote that works for you. Start saving yourself some money. Maybe you're interested in getting a free roof. Find out how. DroneCode.net/business bros. Boom. You ready?
Yes, sir. So it's not going to be business related because I like you guys.
That's cool.
What are your guys' biggest fears that you're willing to admit?
The biggest fear that I'm willing to admit, I know exactly what it is, and my biggest fear is failing publicly. Like for example, if our insurance company like went belly up, like that would hurt my ego. Like that's like growing up, I've always had this huge amount of pride, and pride's always been both my greatest asset and my most detrimental, attribute. So I'm a very proud individual, and failing publicly is probably my biggest fear.
Yeah, I can hardly disagree with that. Like that's pretty much right there. If everything was to, I always fear the bottom falling out. That's what it is. The bottom falling out. Like just everything goes to shit, and then like what does that leave me with? Where do I end up? It's a fear, but like knowing where I've come from already, I feel like I've already overcome the fear. So I don't know. Roller coasters? Like I still don't get on roller coasters. I'll jump out of a plane. I'll jump out of a freaking airplane, but don't put me on a roller coaster. Like,
Strange.
I don't much care for the that was me. I don't much care for the Guardians of the Galaxy, ride that's over there, like up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But
I'm the same, dude.
put me on an airplane, I'm all about it.
It's funny.
Jump out.
I've been broke. You know what I mean? I've actually done really well and been broke, but I just don't want to do it again. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. And speaking of roller coasters, up and down,
Up and down, right?
But that's been the business life. Like we've had huge up years, and then we've had down years. Like I don't know. Especially now that we have the show. Like we put all our stuff out there, all of our ideas. Not every single idea we put out there works. But by the same token, I'm trying to also get over that, like, the fact that it's a fear, and just be able to say, guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we tried this and it didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, just being able to be yourself and say, I messed up, dude. It didn't work. I'm sorry. Like, okay, check that one off. Let's try it a different way. But now, like, I don't know. I think that's still my biggest fear, is failing in public. But I'm okay with sharing that failure a little more.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And Andy Cruz actually is commenting about the video that he recently made. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
I did.
Same thing about failing publicly. And bravo to you, Andy. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate the vulnerability there. And yeah, I mean, for me, that's actually one of my values. I found this out in journaling last week. One of my values is that vulnerability. Like, I'm afraid to fail because I'm afraid to fail. I don't want to fail. But I'm vulnerable enough and comfortable enough that if I do, the world's going to know about it. We're right here. So anyway, I have a beat ready to drop.
Oh, hit me with it. Yeah, we're
okay,
ready.
all right.
Can I pour a little cognac before we do
Yeah,
that?
man.
Hey,
Yeah.
sure.
Little whiskey.
Yep. All right.
I'm curious. I want to
I
see
know,
how this
I know,
thing's
I know.
gonna pan out.
All right. You know what? While you pour that, you can just listen to the beat.
Go for it.
Wait for the beat to drop. Let me see if I'm feeling this. I could usually go on anything though.
Purchase your tracks today.
All right.
Whatever.
We can run with it. All right. It's a little slow.
Little
Give me,
slow?
yeah.
Little
If you could
slow?
look up like a Pierre Bourne type beat, like
How do you
Pierre,
spell?
Pierre
Got it. That's a little slow.
Yeah.
All right. We're skipping that. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm like a happy rapper.
Happy. That sounds about right. Let me see.
That fits your personality,
Right?
Totally.
Damn, I'm gonna put him on the spot, huh?
Heck
no
yeah.
problem,
He
no
said.
problem.
He said.
He said.
I mean, I'll karaoke. You know, it's whatever.
With a little help from
Whatever.
Google.
Shut up. Google Fi. It's fine. All right.
It's
Give me
commercials.
that premium. Ah.
You know this one.
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
I don't know this one. I just like it already off
all
the
right.
rip.
Make it rain, fly.
I'm sipping whiskey. She getting frisky, all up in the dippy, rolling super slippy. I be off the top, never stop, I'm with the Uber drop. Me and my boys go hit the top, run it up, we get the cops. We don't fuck with no cops, drop it off at your front door. Kicking in, we need the dough, asking at where is the mo? I be on the podcast with them big old biggest bros. Yeah, Hearn and James, getting all them big old flames. We gon' do it in the range, I'ma switch up on the lane, I'ma hit them with the flame. I'm insane. Yeah, no brain. I be dropping out. Hold up, wait, I'm copping out. Me and my boys get solid out. Yeah, you know we got it out. Ooh, yeah, I'm all about them business. Yeah, them cheddar chips. Hold up, wait, I take the dip. And you know I'm feeling lit. Too legit to ever quit. Gonna hit it from the fucking top. Yeah, you know I never stop. Business bros, we make it drop. Little sign.
right there. See?
I love it. That's a
We
winner.
do have fun on the show.
Yeah, I love that. Hey,
Brady,
man.
thanks a lot for
The
coming on,
pleasure's been
man.
mine, Ernest.
That
The
was
pleasure's been mine.
fantastic. That was fantastic.
Ladies
Appreciate
and
it,
gents,
James.
I got one more thing I forgot. Talk to this camera right here, Brady. Tell them how to get a hold of you.
Okay, go ahead and text me directly. I love text messages or calls. 951-392-1644. You can email me at brady@ordinary.co. That's O-R-D. The whiskey got me a little bit. Ordinary.co with an I, not a Y. And then you can follow me on Instagram as well. GUAPBR80Y.
Sitting right under you too, right?
Yep.
Right here.
Boom. There it is right there. All right, man. Thanks again for coming out.
The pleasure's been mine, believe me.
Ladies and gents, that's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
And we're out.
Great show. Thank you so much, Facebook. We love you. Thanks for hanging out.
Great time, guys.
Dude, that was awesome.